Hello everyone. Excellent, our sound seems to be working. There was a minor moment of fear going on there. So yeah, we're going to be playing some more Sultai mid. I actually really love the main deck that we were playing the other day, so I'm going to carry on with that. I think Incubation Druid is well worth having over something like a Seeker's Squire, because I think it's good early, good mid, and good late. You know, it's got a lot of good points about it, and if your opponent doesn't kill it, it gets to sort of run away with your mana. Excellent times. 3 Craces, 4 seemed a little bit over the top when we played a version with 4 in, so what can you do? And then we've got, I'm going to put that away so that I can't keep gesturing with it. Then we've got 2 Jubicabra and an extra Hostage Taker. I really love the Hostage Taker in the Hydro Craces meta. They can never get it back if they kill your Hostage Taker, and when you cast it, it's just bonus value. And we're still running a couple of Carnage Tyrants. A lot of the lists from the SCG at the weekend were running Carnage Tyrants, so I think we're okay to continue running some Carnage Tyrants. Mana base is, I think, what you'd expect. There's no island in there, and there's a possibility that I should be trimming something like a Drowned Catacomb or a Watery Grave for just a pure island, in case I need to go and get it off of an Assassin's Trophy, or indeed a Settle the Wreckage or something. We'll keep an eye on that. That's definitely something that I'm interested in. I'm actually just going to switch back to this layout so that you can see the entire sideboard here. Tendershoot Dryad. Having thought about it, it's a little bit like, okay, well, why would I have a creature like the Ooze? Can't remember what it's called. The Biogenic Ooze, where I have to pay 4 mana and 3 of it be green to get another 2/2, when I'm effectively getting 2/2 at least power and toughness with the Tendershoot Dryad. I mean, the reason is because the Biogenic Ooze eventually gets so big that some opponents just can't kill it. And, you know, 2 turns and it's out of range, well, 3 turns and it's out of range of a finality. So that's definitely something worth considering. And again, it's something we'll keep an eye on, but I feel like playing the Tendershoot Dryad, just leaving your mana available, might not be the worst thing in the world. Another Hostage Taker in the mid-range mirrors, it's pretty good. Assassin's Trophy, really happy with that one. An extra cast down that I think could actually just be a Vraska's Contempt. I think that's what we're actually going to put in there. Vraska's Contempt, perfect. Disdainful Stroke and Negates. I am still not certain which one of these I should be playing more of. I think it might be Disdainful Stroke, actually. I mean, Negate's got more flexibility, but I really like Disdainful Stroke and its play against control decks where they can't, like, expansion your Disdainful Stroke to counter your own Disdainful Stroke sort of thing. Like, whereas Negate, they can go copy your Negate, counter your Negate with the copy of Negate, which is obviously bad times. We needed some Wraths in this deck. I think we're going to see a lot more of the go wide sort of stuff, because that's normally pretty reasonable against green mid-rangey sorts of decks. Obviously, we do still have finalities in here, but we will try this. I just want to grab something off of here, because one moment, we're possibly going to be having Alex Watson join us tonight, which would be excellent. I'm really interested to see what he's got to say on the shape of the meta at the moment, but he's not currently available, so we'll see how he gets on. Yeah, Tendershoot is exactly that, Conflict. It is a Biogenic Ooze replacement. I'm just trying it. We'll keep an eye on it. It obviously never gets out of range of removal spells, but it is free for making basically the same amount of power and toughness. The problem is, of course, if you kill it, all of your creatures become really teeny tiny, whereas the Oozes, if they kill the Lord, they just stop getting bigger over time. So we will see. I did love the Ooze, though. I thought it was excellent when I actually got to play around with it. Yeah, let's dive into a traditional constructed event, and we will see what we can get going on, shall we? Looking forward to Ranked coming out, which should be coming out tomorrow, Best of Freed Ranked. So that should be interesting. Okay, Smith. Okay. We will take the play. I've seen worse hands. I think I'm going to keep it. Turn 2 incubation. Turn 2 incubation into a turn 3 hostage taker. It's probably fine. Either this is a mono blue deck, in which case the hostage taker is just going to annoy them more than actually do any good. I still think it's incubation druid here. If my opponent foolishly gives me a good target for a hostage taker, I'm not going to complain. I wondered if that was going to happen. That's a pretty good draw. Right, let's get our Branch Walker on. If we could put a counter on this, that'd be really handy. That can stay on the library. Perfect. Opponent is playing a mono blue deck. They have no way of actually killing creatures. Obviously, they can bounce them, and that would be super tilting if they bounced an incubation druid, but... And the reason I wanted to counter on this is so that they couldn't just put the enchantment on the Trickster and still be able to attack. This is kind of annoying because I do sort of want to adapt on my incubation druid, because I think that would be really powerful next turn. Untap with 7, possibly 8 mana. You know, that's not a thing to be sniffed at. But Chuppa Chups or Hostage Taker to take out the Siren Storm Tamer, which is effectively what it would be doing, and it would probably be Chuppa Chups. Is also not the worst thing in the world, because obviously that's their evasive threat at the moment. Yeah, alright, I think we can wait a bit. And I might as well just point this at the Siren Storm Tamer and see if they try and dive it down. A Wizard's Retort. Oh. Wish I'd just left up the Incubation Druid activation then. Tempest Jin. Yeah, we're just going to leave up this activation. And the plan is activate and finality next turn. Okay, well, this is an attack for 5 in the air that I can't deal with, so... They definitely have something. Like, there's no way that they don't have something here, but at the same time... we can't actually point removal spells at this stupid thing, because the Siren Storm Tamers just make him too big. We could make a 5/5 Hydroid Crisis, which isn't the worst plan, I guess. Except if they've got the Wizard's Retort, then they're definitely just countering it. Yeah, I think if we just add black 3 times... And I'm going to not bother attacking with the Merfolk Branchwalker first. Yep, there's the Wizard's Retort. We kind of expected that. That's why we didn't bother attacking with the Branchwalker first, because it's still holding back 2 damage. Okay, they found the land this turn. That's fine. Block. Obvious block. Okay, what they got going on here? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Could make a 6/6 crisis, gain 3, draw 3. Yeah, I'm good for that. If they've got another counterspell, I will be utterly shocked. No, cool, but we didn't hit an untapped land there, which is a little unfortunate. Because then we could have played out that Llanowar Elves, just build up more and more and more mana, just keep going off like that. Yeah, I mean, obviously they've got the dive down here. I still don't want to let this hit me. We've hit Jadelight Rangers and no Wild Growth Walkers, unfortunately. So, we can kill both of these Saurian Storm Tamers this turn by Hostage Taker, point it at the Tempest Djinn, and then cast it down as they cast it down as well. Is there anything better we can be doing? Because that would probably put us to 1. They'll find a land or they'll find another Curious Obsession. At which point we still haven't actually got a way of killing this stupid Djinn. We would still need to find something. I think it's the only line, though, that actually gets us out of this. Yeah, sure. And then we will try and cast it down. This is a tough... The mono blue matchup is very much a tough matchup for us. And then we're going to go with a Jadelight Ranger and see if we can hit something relevant for next turn. That counts, actually. That definitely counts. Because unless they've drawn another way of protecting this Tempest Djinn, we can actually kill it this turn. And, of course, the only way that they have of protecting it would be another Dive Down or another one of the Saurian Storm Tamers. They can't do it with a Spell Pierce. Could we maybe tap a little bit more appropriately here? There we go. Right, let's see if this resolves. If they've got another Dive Down, we die. Okay, well, we die. That's all there is to it. They had another counterspell, and we fell over. Right then. What's the feelings on this one? If we had Edict effects, I'd be bringing those in, but I've trimmed them. Is Negate or Duress worth it? I think Duress is probably worth it. Finality can be insanely good, but can also be just a dead card in your hand if you can only cast the Find. The Carnage Tyrants are pretty medium, actually. Hostage Taker and Contempt are fine. I still disagree with Cry of the Carnarium in this matchup. Like, yeah, it's not targeting, but the thing that actually kills you is the stupid Djinn. Alright, fine, we'll try them. I will take back out those Hostage Takers. And we'll trim a Vraska's Contempt I don't actually think we need all 4 of those. 3 should be good enough. Hydrocrasis is medium because obviously they can tap it down after you've thingied, after you've done your thing. We're going to do that. It's not great. Yeah, exactly. My point sort of is that once they've got that online, you have to kill that thing. Them having creatures with Curious Obsession on them, maybe that is actually just their route to victory. I actually don't know if this is worth keeping. Jade Light, Assassin's Trophy. It's a very medium hand. Normally I'd be fine with it. I suppose we're on the play. I think, yeah, all right, we'll keep it on the play. Opponent's mold to 6. That's pretty good. Enters tapped. Cool. And Siren Storm Tamer. Excellent, excellent. Well, if they try and put a thingy on it, then maybe we just get to kill it. Okay, cool. Well, they didn't put a thingy on it. Please don't counter my Jade Light Ranger. Yeah. Maybe you're right. Maybe I've been looking at this wrong. I don't know. I just still see Cry of the Carnarium and it still just loses to all the same cards. Like, Dive Down still saves their creatures. Spell Pierce still saves their creatures. The only thing that amusingly doesn't get saved is isn't saved by them is the Siren Storm Tamer. Okay, well, we found a Chupacabra here. Is that worth pointing at there? It's doing no better, is it? So we might as well save some life. They're never tapping out again, so... Trickster, that's an interesting play. Yeah, that doesn't counter my ability. No attacks. We'll block this 2/2. Okay, well, let's go for a Jade Light. It's the only light I know. No, it's too late for you, I'm afraid. Could have done with a non-land there, though. Time to get at them. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. A Jin, you say? Well. The flood is pretty real, yeah. Let's not muck about here. I think just send. And if they block, this cry should kill everything. Not that they will. So I think we cry and trophy. And just see if we can get them to... But see if they have no protection in hand. Because they've got this Siren Storm Tamer on the battlefield. Maybe they won't keep... Would have played out the Tempest Djinn with no protection. I don't know. Actually, I'm going to wait until next turn. Because... I beat Spell Pierce that way. We're gonna, yeah, just end the turn. Okay, opponent's also flooding out a little bit here. But their flood actually makes their creatures stronger, so, you know. Okay. Regretting not keeping the Wild Growth Walker on top now. Smoke them if you've got them. Got there. Nice. Unfortunately, we can't also play out the Jade Light Ranger here, but what can you do? Terramander, really? See what they're working with. Nice. I'll take that away. They've got me dead next turn. If they see it. Oh no, of course, because I can block. Graveyard? I really need to draw something actually, you know, useful next turn to exile this stupid Terramander or something. Because, yeah, they're just going to activate here. I block here. Cool, dead. Sweet. That was annoying as all heck. As I say, though, those decks are definitely like a bane for green mid-range decks to play against. So it's actually possible that I should have been bringing in the Tendershoot Dryad there, just because they don't interact with it. Yeah, we nearly got there. And I think you're right, actually. I think the Cry probably is just pulling its weight. Yeah, this is definitely a better hand against certain decks. Notably, finding its mid-range. What we got, opponent? Okay. This looks like a life gain deck. I do not believe that my opponent can gain enough life for me to worry about the Ajani's Primate next turn. Would have been nice to hit a non-land there, but what can you do? Oh, hello. That thing's definitely going to need to... Okay, seriously, can we stop drawing land now? Can we seriously stop drawing land now? Yep. Try the Taker would have just been annoying more than anything else. So, it's just... Ooh, Hostage Taker. I can take the Pride Mate, which is obviously like their big win condition. And I think that's probably right to do, as opposed to just taking the Tithe Taker, which is just a fine magic card. Because once they get the Pride Mate online, it's such a pain to deal with. We're going to go no attacks in case they do manage to kill this Hostage Taker. Yeah, see, they would have been able to get the Pride Mate online this turn. Block. All day block. Every day blocking. That's Pride Mate. They're not playing green, which means... You're not wrong, but a big enough Pride Mate will tussle with a Carnage Tyrant, you know? Time to send. Keep their board a little bit skinnier. Seems decent. And obviously, if they block, they gain the 1 life now as opposed to at any time where it's useful. Okay, they're at 4 mana now. Let me guess. Ooh, no, nothing. Okay. Be aggressive. Be aggressive. This game feels like it's over. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Right then, against mono white, what are we thinking? Well, white black life gain stuff going on. So they've probably got a ton of small things. So I feel like the cry is probably a good place to start. I don't know how much they're going to interact. Yep, there we go. Getting that Death Lizard in there. I still need to sort out his top hat. Yeah, I don't know how much they're going to interact, but I feel like a Tender Shoot Dryad is probably a good thing to have here. And we can actually trim a couple of Carnage Tyrants. We've still got the Hydroid Crasises, I think. Just considering. I think they're meant to be a fairly aggressive deck. So I kind of want to leave in my Explore package. Maybe I don't want the Incubation Druids. Yeah, I'm up for this, actually. We've sort of brought our curve down a little bit, and taking out a mana source at that point is... The Bronte Boy was definitely a consideration, but we're still playing Assassin's Trophies, and those are way better against the prospect of Ajani at the same time, whereas Bronte Boy is just sort of a body that sits around most of the time. This is definitely a keep, by the way. This is 100% a keep hand. Leon and Vanguard, cool. Yeah, I figured they would be going wide, so... Happy to bring in the cries here, and I'm glad that I changed the sideboard a little bit. There's another Pride Mate. That's not good news for us, because next turn that's probably a 3-3. Let's play a Catacomb and Branch Walker. You can stay right there. Puts us a little bit off curve, obviously, but at the same time... Oh, this is a tilt. That was going to ruin them. Ruin them. Play a creature and attack with the Pride Mate. You know you want to. You know you want to. I bet that they've got Exile-based removal in hand. So I'm going to play out this Jadelight Ranger. And keep another Jadelight Ranger on top. I want to get at them. I need to end this game at some point relatively quickly. Otherwise, their board will get way too wide to deal with. If it's an Ixalan's Binding, it'd still be pretty painful. Ill-gotten Inheritance. Oh man, the tech. The sick tech. That is pretty gross. So this Ajani's Pride Mate's getting at least one big up, possibly two if they play another creature. So I think... think we're just going to send still. There's no settle available to our opponents here. Yeah, me neither. I mean, it was kind of fun in my limited deck, but that's really interesting. If the game goes long, it does just kill your opponent, and if you activate it after you've triggered, you still get the Resplendent Angel. Could do with some removal and have a fine finality. Like if we still had the finality in hand. Oh, so good. Barrier of Bones? Really? Okay. And they left on top. Yep, that's a 4/4. That can attack. Could have done with an actual spell there. Let's Jadelock Ranger first. Tender Shoot Dryad. Is that good enough? It might actually be. You know? That might actually be good enough to just end this game, but I don't think it is. Because they're going to be gaining so much life. I think we're going to leave you there, though. I'm actually... No, I'm not going to send with the Wildgrowth Walker this turn. Because they're still 2 turns away from activating this Resplendent Angel. So I'm not super worried about it. But if I attack with it, then I get to probably kill the Resplendent Angel if they decide to block. Yeah, I'm just going to send here. With the 2/4 power creatures. Okay. Okay. That duress was pretty brutal. Nightmare's Thirst. You gain 1 life. And target creature gets -X, where X is the amount of life gained this turn. Oh. Okay. Sweet. That was pretty good. Graveyard with the elf. Another land isn't exactly what I wanted to see. And we cannot attack anymore. I'm actually kind of hoping my opponent drew a spell there. Looks like they didn't draw a land for the Angel. Which is a definite good sign. Yeah, we will definitely be bringing in the Bronte boy after this game. Given what we've seen. No attacks, unfortunately. Okay, Tithe Taker. It's still not a land to turn on this Resplendent Angel, and that's the thing that I'm actually scared about. We could do with a Chupacabra here. Oh, I'm not running Dig Master. They realised that they could get in the air, even if they can't activate in the air. This is getting a little bit tilting. Like, the amount of things that have had to go wrong for us versus go right for our opponents to for us to not to be completely dominating them right now is a little bit spectacular. Okay. Well, opponent also hasn't cast any new creatures, so you know. Cry of the Carnarium kills more of my creatures than it does my opponents at the moment. They might have random discard spells, so I'm actually just going to hold on to this. Yeah, this is a little bit tilting. Hey, Loki. How's it going? We're apparently just going to get completely wrecked by a black-white life gain deck at the moment. So, yep. Vivian Reed, you say? Screw you and screw your angel. Yeah, I was going to say, there should be nothing my opponent can do about that in the colours they're playing. Good game, you say? Have you got a way of making this Ajani's Pridemate unblockable or something? Does that exist? Have they got the addendum give it flying thing? Murder the big wild growth walker. Okay, cool. Your creatures still don't have trample. So Branch Walker can die. Oh, come on, seriously? Seriously, what the hell? Let's take the Overgrown too. Another Ajani's welcome. Again, my opponent has still yet to cast another creature, so, you know, it's not actually that scary. Yeah, and we're going to put the... no, not that one, thank you. The 3/2 Jade-Light Ranger, just in case we end up drawing a find or something. Choops. Think we're going to tick up again, and then next turn we're going to kill this ill-gotten inheritance. Okay, well, wow. In the top, what was it? 6, 8 plus 2. Top 10 cards, 3 of them were non-lands. That's a heck of an impressive... a heck of an impressive turnabout. Alright, cool. But we did draw the Chupacabra naturally, so I can't moan too much. Like, that was really good. I think we're going to just try and get in for 4 here. We're still at 20, you know? We have actually gained a fair amount of life ourselves this game, so not too worried about getting cracked back for lethal. And again, the Cry still kills more of our creatures than it does of my opponents. Legion Conquistador. Vampiric Tutor. I bet you they're going to get... Yep. Oh, no, this isn't... I was thinking of the Forerunner of the Legion. But yeah, Legion Conquistador. And yet they only went and got 2? I mean, sure, hold them, unless the last one is in your hand. Which would be kind of weird. If we raft the board, we exile all of their stuff, we would still end up with the 2-4 and the 4-3. Apart from, obviously, the defender wall, which doesn't matter in the slightest. So we might as well kill this ill-gotten inheritance here. Yeah, I'm up for that. Because this is their scariest thing on board at the moment. See if we can make them block with the defender. Because then we'd get to kill it. And just completely wipe their board. And we've still got things like Jade Lights and Wild Growths in the graveyard to find back if we do end up hitting a find. Nice. We're going to get to kill everything. Let's cry those 3 away. Enters tapped. Cool. There we go. That's more what we want to see. A Dawn of Hope isn't. If they don't go and get the last Legion Conquistador, I really don't know how they've built their deck to only have 3 in it. Okay, sure. And also, they decided that instead of holding up, playing a creature and gaining life and drawing extra cards, they're just gonna, play it out now. Okay. Well, we drew a Vivian Reed, which is an excellent draw there. Okay, we're going to take this Hydroid Crisis. But what we're actually going to do is we're going to play this Vivian Reed. Force you to sacrifice one of them. Cool. And kill this Dawn of Hope. Wish to keep this one. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could have a 5/5 Crisis. Yeah, I think that's probably worth it. But I mean, next turn we can have like a 10/10 Crisis. The grind, yeah, it's going pretty well actually. And we're not going to attack here in case they do find like a removal spell for one of these two. 5/5 Crisis seems fine. Nah, we'll hold it till next turn. I should have played the Breeding Pool. I should have thought about it and then played the Breeding Pool. Little problems, you know? Little mistakes. Yeah, the grind is going pretty well. We've been doing okay with Sultai while not streaming. I got like a 5-0 the other day or something. I think that's been my best result. We've had a couple of 4-2s and 4-1s, etc., etc. We're going to block with this Jade Light Ranger as opposed to the Wild Growth Walker because they could be trying to do the exact same thing to me that I just did to them, which is I would like to raft the board. Oh, okay. That wouldn't have killed my Wild Growth Walker anyway. Tick the Vivian up. Lostage Taker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. X is 10. X is 11. Cool. We're just going to game 5, draw 5. Yeah, that seems decent. Attack for 2. Because why not? puts them on a nice 2-turn clock. The 11-11 there. I love this card. I am so sad that it's really expensive in paper. I'm really worried about trying to get hold of one for the last chance qualifier. All right, let's tick Vivian Reed up. And we'll grab a J-Light Ranger. We'll cast J-Light Ranger. Yep, you can stay right there. And again, we're just going to gain a bunch of life. And yeah, opponents had enough. I don't blame them. That game was nuts. We got a little bit unlucky early on where it looked like if our opponents hit another land for like 6-ish turns, we were just going to die to the stupid angel. But in the end, they just didn't draw that 6th land. And that's kind of the problem with the Resplendent Angel. You know, it's really weird because you want to play it in a fairly small ball creature deck, but it needs 6 mana to be good. We should play first. Let me keep. That's a good hand. Just checking to see if... Nope, Watson's still not about. Overgrown Tomb, pay 2 life. There's a Llanowar Elves go. Mono red. Ooh. This might be the black-red... what's it called? Spectacle deck. Graveyard. We need some amount of interaction here. You know, a Ravenous Chupacabra would be pretty good here to kill this stupid Spewer. But we've still got Finality. Ooh, that's a pretty nice one to have drawn. Because that thing, they do kind of have to kill. Yeah, it's just each player. It's not each player or target thing. So blocking the Pyromancer doesn't automatically confirm death upon my Wildgrowth Walker. Yep, they had to shock that thing. Don't kill Llanowar Elves. Good man. I'm going to 10 this turn. Okay. You should totally have just sent with that Pyromancer. Like, there's not a world in which I block here. Vivian Reed. We would take her up. Gonna take the Krasis, because that's gonna try and force my opponent to try and play a little bit faster. I think, rather than the untapped land that doesn't cause me pain. So we're going to 11 here. Next turn, we're taking at least 5. Going to 6. I can't take the 2 off the breeding pool. I have to take the forest. And I have to really, really hope that they don't bother killing my Llanowar Elves. Vivian Reed. You want to kill the Vivian Reed? Dang it. What we got, Vivian? That's a Carney T. J-Light Ranger's a pretty good one, though. I think I'd rather take the J-Light Ranger here. Finality, we're going to go to 7. As they Spear Spewer us. So we're in a lot of trouble, and part of the reason I picked up the J-Lot Ranger is if we can find a way of either getting Wildgrowth Walker back or decline, it doesn't matter, or find one off of the Vivian Reed, we have a much better chance of winning this game if we can gain some life. Okay, let's tick Vivian up. Wildgrowth Walker, I know we've put one at the bottom and there's one in there. Oh! Too good. Too good. You got it? All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Library, you can stay right there. And we're actually ultimating Vivian Reed this turn. Actually, are we ultimating Vivian Reed? I feel like we are. You know, they're 2 burn spells away from killing me, and obviously they can rip, like, light up the stage and get, like, shock lightning strike or something. But we're not... If we do ultimate Vivian Reed, they're dead next turn. Of course they are. Herp. That was me being dim. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, X is 5. 5. Gain 2. Just gonna grab another Vivian Reed there. Yeah, that was... We were effectively at 1 there. Okay, so they are Spear Spewer, Red Burn. So... They're fast. I want to cut out this top end. Kind of want to at least trim 1 Vivian Reed, I think, is the plan here. We might revisit that. We want... Tendershoot Dryad's actually probably pretty good here. It's a thing that they really have to kill, so it's not that bad. Another Contempt. It's a bit heavy. Thrashy Bee obviously comes in here. And so there are arguments for like Duress and Negate, and we take out like another Vivian Reed and find Finality. You know what? We're testing. Let's bring in the Negates. Let's take out another Vivian Reed and a couple of Assassin's Trophies, and we'll bring in the Duresses. Maybe Hostage Taker isn't worth it either, and we can bring in the other Duress. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. Let's try this Duress Negate thing that people have been suggesting. I'm not convinced it's right, but we will see. That is a mulligan, unfortunately. We don't do anything until turn 4. That's a keep, and that's a bottom. Cool. Right, we're going to go Swamp into Duress. We're going to take the Skewer. I think we're meant to just Duress again, because they only had 1 target. Does this spirit fly? No, but it's got Menace. Oh, light up the stage. Yeah, I'll take the light up the stage rather than that risk factor. That seems good. Pestilent Spirit. Okay, cool. Now we could do with some interaction. Hey Alex, have you had dinner and all that sort of malarkey, mate? Like, are you ready to rock? Are you ready to rock? Sorry. Okay, we're about to untap on turn 4 and we've actually only taken 3 damage. That's not too bad. Well, okay, we're about to take a heck of a lot more. Ready to pebble. Okay, sure. That's a way of putting it, I suppose, Alex. Incubation Druid, Overgrown Tomb, hold up for Hydrocrisis next turn, I think. Of course, they should probably just shock this Incubation Druid. And let me sort you out. I'm assuming you want Discord, Alex. Discord. That's exactly what they should have done, and they did it, which is kind of tilting, actually. Yeah. Obviously, it means that we're still not blocking this spirit, but I feel like if we're doing anything with the spirit, it's shooting the damn thing with 1, 2, 3 with a removal spell. Game 1, draw 1 here. It's not the best. That's real good, though. Wow. Wow, that is a magic card. Right there. So if we take this risk factor, we are taking 10? They do have haste creatures. Yeah, you don't seem to be on Discord yet, Alex, so I don't think I should attack here. And amusingly, I think I should take 4 the first time. Which obviously leaves me dead to a lot of things. If I decline, my opponent draws 3 cards. I think we let it deal us 4. And we just hope to draw a bunch of life, gain a bunch of life with this Hydrocrisis. And I'm going to have to turn on my... Oh, well, yeah, they had it, so... Oh, 1 second. I can't get at the controls while I'm being killed, it seems. So let's... turn that down. And Alex, I am ready on Discord when you are. The duress was interesting. I feel like the contempt coming in is not a bad plan here. Instead of maybe duress number 4. Like, you really only want them early. Like, as soon as you get into the late game, as soon as you point a duress at your opponent, if they haven't already pointed a burn spell at you, they will in response to the duress. So I actually don't like them. Cry might be worth bringing in instead of the Find finalities. Now that we see they're also playing the Pestilent Spirits. Like, all of their stuff dies to it. Yeah, I can see this as being fine. Right. So we're trying to call Watson here. And I'm sorry you're all getting the ringing noise. Let me see if I can fix that. There we go. We will play first. That's a mulligan, I think. Turn 3, if we draw a land, we can Ravenous Chupacabra. If we don't, we can still Thrashing Brontodon. But then we've already effectively mulliganed to 5. Is it worth mulliganing to 6 to see if we can find something a little bit more? Alex. Yeah, I was going to say, I can hear myself through your phone. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you, but I can also hear myself. Cool. Yeah, if you could mute the tab, that would be super handy, because then I still get the viewer. Actually, I can still hear myself. Yeah, but I can hear me.
All right, what have I done?
I don't know, but it's through the call. It's not through Twitch. Yeah, go for it. Okay. I can't hear myself anymore, which is an advantage. I think we mulligan that. That's actually all right. We'll keep this, I think. I don't know. Maybe that last hand was good enough. I think it possibly was. I'll be honest with you, I was too busy trying to figure out what on earth was going on Alex's end there. So 3 Wizards Lightning and a risk factor. Take away that risk factor. They've got 9 points of burn in hand. Alright, and a Krasis is the draw. That's not terrible. Yeah, we might as well leave that on top because we know we're going to get something with it. And reveal these last 2 cards. Skewer the Critics or Wizards Lightning. I kind of feel like Skewer the Critics is probably the better card at the moment for them. Pestilent Spirit. That's deeply tilting. Hey, Alex. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I shared it via Discord. Yes, I think it is. Let me... you're not on yet. Now you're on.
Oh, perfect. Hello, everybody.
Let me share my screen quickly with you.
So I can see what's going on.
So you can see what's going on. And you can tell me if I'm meant to make a 2/2 Krasis here.
Almost never.
No.
Does that thing has Death Touch itself, right?
Yeah, Death Touch and Menace.
What happened to all your cards?
I played them all because for some reason this version plays Duresses against this red aggro deck.
They have 3 Wizards Lightnings in hand.
Do you mind closing your door, man?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Sorry.
That's a little bit better, isn't it, folks? Yep, we are super dead here.
The perils of living with other people.
Indeed. Okay. We're really dead.
So then we'll play Krasis then for 1. And then you've got play the forest first.
Yeah. Make a 2/2 Krasis.
Actually, no, I guess you take a lightning out their hand.
That's kind of my thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm always getting 1 lightning, so the chances of them firing off the last 2 is minimal. So do I just make a 2/2 Krasis now?
It's kind of sad, but it gains you a life and it trades with what's on the board. So
yeah.
I think you kind of have to.
Yeah, I'm not happy with it, but
Okay, so the worst draw you can get for the Crisis is a land, and that means you're not drawing a land for turn next turn.
yeah.
So I think when you're behind, you have to spend your mana and your cards and hope that it's good enough.
Brontodon's pretty good. Does this mean that we're trying to block this Pestilent Spirit so that their Wizard's Lightning doesn't just...
I would trade the board off. I would just wait and trade.
Yeah.
Because I think your draws are on average better than theirs.
Yeah, they should be. They absolutely should be. Yeah, I wondered if they were going to do that.
Pretty crazy. They should go after you. What?
The problem is the Pestilent Spirit turns every burn spell into a murder.
Why?
And they found another wizard, which is super annoying.
Why didn't we block the 3/2?
Because we can't. It has menace.
Oh, well, that'd be why.
Yeah. Because the game rules don't allow us to, Alex.
I've played standard.
Yeah, right. Past turn, they're going to Wizard's Lightning this, get in for 5, probably risk factor us, and I'm going to be forced to give them the cards. Yeah, this is super tilting, and I saw a guide that suggested bringing in Duresses and Negates against this deck, and I'm like, no, no, that is wrong. We're dead.
Was it mono red, or was it against specifically
against burn? Against burn.
Interesting.
Yeah, and this is very much a spectacle burn deck, so that's our league, unfortunately. Let's see what cards we got.
Is it ranked now? Leagues?
No, not yet. No. Best of 3 ranked yet. So it should be coming. They were doing that. 23 hours.
Oh, okay. That's
it's
now.
In pre-season 2. We get it at 23 hours.
It's pre-season 1 ending very soon.
Yeah.
Man, I didn't get past platinum. Oh well.
Yeah. Well, you also haven't played. I have played most nights for the past month and a half, and I'm still only at Platinum 4, so the fact that you got to where I got and you played
I'm
none...
3, I'm beating you, my dude.
Yeah, exactly. So don't start with me.
That's because Mono Green Stumpy is unreasonable. And
it seems it sometimes. It seems it.
You're playing a fair deck in a best of 1 format. That seems entirely wrong.
Yeah.
That'd be a problem right there.
Yeah, exactly. I did keep playing Golgari in the best of 1 format, and as you say, that is wrong. So sideboard is, I think, where the interesting stuff goes, and we've got a couple of slots where I'm like, I don't know about this yet. The Assassin's Trophies versus Cast Downs, not so sure where we should be going with those.
Best of 1 or best of 3?
Best of 3. I'm not playing best of 1. I will play best of 3 when it turns into the ranked league, but until then I'm just playing the events.
I'm undecided. I like trophies.
I think they're pretty good because they're fairly flexible. I don't think we need the third one in the sideboard, though.
No.
And I don't think we want this Tender Shoot Dryad. I think I want that Ooze back.
Ooze seemed... When I was watching SCG this weekend, Ooze seemed real good in the mid-range mirrors.
Yep. Exactly.
There was a particularly sweet moment where a guy cast an Ooze, made an Ooze, untapped, cast 2 more Oozes, everything gets to 3. It was sweet. And then the game ended.
Yeah, and then the game ends. Right there, the game ends. Yeah, that's pretty gross. But we've got 1 in the sideboard for the mirror.
Yep.
We've got another Hostage Taker to go with our 1 already in the main board, because that card is pretty unreasonable against Hydro Krasis.
Yeah.
We're currently running only 2 Disdainful Stroke and 2 Negates, and we're running only 2 Cry of the Carnarium and a single Thrashing Brontodon, and those are the ones that I'm like, I think we could go up some of these, or we could add back in Edict effects. What is your current opinion?
So, I guess my takeaway from having watched the SCG at the weekend, the Eldest Reborn seemed pretty good against some of the more control-y decks.
Yeah.
Especially against the really weak sideboard plans of random Carnage Tyrants. So it seems pretty good. It seems pretty bad in the mid-range mirrors, though.
It does at the moment because we've got no good wrath and no good way of keeping the board clear.
Yeah. The other card I was super impressed with, which again probably a bit iffy in your deck, was out of the Izzet Drake sideboard. They were playing Entrancing Melody, which seemed really good.
Yeah,
I think the slower Hostage Taker is more your speed.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of where I come down on it. I actually like the reason I'm playing it is for the mid-range mirrors, because the amount of interaction mid-range decks are currently playing is decidedly small.
I think in your sideboard, I think a second ooze is better than the Hostage Taker.
You think?
I think so.
Okay.
Like if you have if you Hostage Take a Crisis and you get to untap and play the Crisis, but like as we've seen, so the point that Sullivan was making, I think it was him, that was pretty good, is in these mid-range mirrors, Crisis isn't actually that good because you got all these Vivians who just kill it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas the ooze, there's not many ways to kill the ooze.
No,
it's just an army and a can.
No, I feel so. This season, it feels like very much like last season. Vivian Reed Ultimate is the way to win those mirrors, but maybe an ooze is another way of doing it.
Whenever I think I watched 4 green mid-range mirrors throughout the weekend, and whenever someone played an ooze, they won the game. It was that straightforward. Like,
fair enough. It's up the number then.
I think the ooze is very good. I could be wrong. I've been wrong about many things, but my money
agreed,
at the moment,
Mr. Ham Sandwich.
Hey, I made day 2 of a GP with my ham sandwich.
You did better than me on that day too. So yeah, I get you. Right, and then we got one more slot. We could go another Contempt. We've only got 2 in the main board, which would be again another good anti-mid-range thing.
Okay, so let's see. Against the control reclamation decks, you've got a nice little package. Against the aggressive decks, Cryoclonarium, that's your only. You don't have any life gain outside of Contempt, do you?
Well, Wildgrowth Walker and
of course, Wildgrowth Walker.
Yeah.
You're only playing 1 druid. Interesting. Is that
because we've got the 4 Llanowar elves.
Yeah,
I could definitely see trimming something out of here and just going the second incubation druid. It's a pretty good magic card. No,
I think I really like it.
So the only thing that I will say is actually the sort of guide that I'm checking into at the moment is actually Oliver Tomiko, and obviously he's got a slightly different build to me, but he's recommending in the mid-range mirrors you just take out the 4 Wildgrowth Walkers, and I'm like, yeah, totally agree. I think people who leave them in post-board have fundamentally misunderstood what the match is about, and he suggests bringing in 2 Disdainful Strokes, a Hostage Taker, and a Cast Down that we're obviously not playing. So I think that would be a Vraska's Contempt in our version, because I think he's playing like 3 or 4 main. Okay. But he's not bringing in that second ooze. He's not bringing in his first ooze even.
If you don't want it for mid-range mirrors, I don't know where you want it.
Well, so again, he's recommending it for the control decks Time Walk combo, which seems really weird, but I guess you've got a ton of stuff that you need to take out, so yeah. And then the mono red burn and frenzy list, and I'm like, I don't think I fully agree with that. I feel like Biogenic Ooze in a mid-range mirror is another one of those you have to kill this threats, and you just trim out a bunch of your chaff and you go, here's a threat, you have to kill it, here's a threat, you have to kill it, here's a threat, you have to kill it.
Exactly, 100%.
That's sort of where I'm going with this. Vivian Reed does the job, Carnage Tyrant does the job, Hydrocrasis draws you a bunch of cards, so is perfectly good value in the mirror, even if they don't, like, even if it isn't bothering them too much, because they just go like Vivian Reed, tick down, kill it, and you're like, well, that's unfortunate, but it drew me a bunch of cards, so So yeah, I kind of agree with you that it should be coming in the mid-range mirrors. Like, that's
when I saw it in the mid-range mirrors, I was like, wow,
feels gross. So I think we could just up a Vrasta's Contempt and be done here. And just run it back again. Just see if we can... Yeah, let's just go for Vrasta's Contempt number 4 in the sideboard. Oh yeah, of course I have to save, don't I? Forgot to save. Traditional Constructed. Pay my 1,000 gold. Select my deck.
Do you get gold out of winning?
Yes, so if you manage to get 2 wins before you get your second loss, you get your money back plus the 3 cards, one of which is going to be a rare.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
And obviously it doesn't mean that you can go 2-2 and be going even, because you actually have to get your wins before you get your loss. So it's not exactly you get to go 2-2, but it's mostly you get to go 2-2. And if you get 5 wins before you get your second loss, which obviously you're then not getting a second loss because you've got your 5 wins, you get 2,100 gold, which is more than double.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I think this is a keep. Incubation Druid is on with 1 more land, as in it's a 3/5.
Oh yeah.
So I think we keep this. And it's a red aggro deck. Oh, Skoke Prospector, you say. This might be the Goblin Menagerie deck that I'm really interested in.
It's definitely sweet. That's as far as I'll go.
So yeah, I'm trying to work out what it is I want to be. Oh, they added a red Goblin War Chief. This is just goblins?
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble, indeed. Jeez.
How about making a 1/3?
I like making a 1/3. Funny how we're both on the same page on that one.
Oh, they have a 2/2. You can make a 1/3.
Yeah. Seems totally fair. Totally fair.
I mean, hey, they could have been playing 1/3s.
And I love that they didn't bother attacking with the Prospector, because they're like, well, I get to attack with my War Chief. Ha ha.
Exactly.
Well, that's interaction, so that's good. Do we just play out the Druid, or do we take the shock and play out the Llanowar Elf as well?
More mana is better.
Yeah, that's my feeling.
It's a bit awkward that that's blue and not black, but it'll do.
Yeah, but if the Incubation Druid sticks around, we get to make double black, so it's fine.
Well, if it
Creator
survives,
Maker is a tilt.
Does that kill the Druid?
It can do if they sacrifice it, but they now don't have the mana to sacrifice it. Okay, right. Shaman is Riot, and they gave it haste. Whenever it attacks, target creature and opponent controls can't block this turn. They've said my Incubation Druid can't block, so I can only block with my Llanowar Elves.
Take it all.
Yeah, because next turn, if I draw a land, I get to Finality away the board.
Yeah, it's annoying that the Druid doesn't live through
Druid
it.
would die, yeah, but
I think that's your best way of winning.
Me too. Well, that's a bit annoying.
2, 3.
Yeah, indeed. So we could just contempt the War Chief. Of course, Riot put a counter on itself, and then that gave it haste. So yeah, we could contempt the War Chief so that they at least don't have other creatures with haste on.
Yeah, I think so.
Or we could wait. Oh no, they're going to make the Incubation Druid not be able to block again, which means that I'm not going to be able to pump. So the other thing we could do is let them attack. They say the Incubation Druid can't block. I block with the Llanowar Elves, and then I pump the Incubation Druid before damage, and next turn I get to untap Finality away the board. But that leaves me dead to a lot of stuff.
I don't know. I quite like that, though.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the high upside line. Here. Of course, they kill my Druid in response to the pump. They play out a ton more things. They have to draw cards because I can't take another 4 because I'm definitely taking 4 here. So, unless I just kill this Goblin right now, and then I can take 4.
No, give them the cards.
Yeah. If you decline, your opponent will draw 3 cards. Okay, decline. That's another Creator Maker. Okay. Okay, so this time... Oh, this time they're saying that the Llanowar Elf can't block.
Well, that's good for you.
Yeah, that seems decent.
Block the chief. Doesn't matter.
2 blocks, please. Yeah, it super doesn't matter. So I'm actually going to take out... Oh, yeah, it doesn't matter because they're all dying next turn anyway.
Yep.
No, okay. And then we're going to adapt because we have the mana to do that.
Two damage. Yikes.
Yep. Right, well, we're going to finality away everything ever. If we'd drawn a land there, we could have even played the Wild Growth Walker, which is super annoying, but whatever.
Do you... Wait a minute. How much mana do you have? 3?
7.
Can you leave the Llanowar Elves back and play a Krasis?
Play a 3/3 Krasis, go to 5, have 2 blockers. It doesn't work because this stops blockers. If I'd known that was a potential plan, obviously I would have done things differently, but we only just drew the Krasis, so...
Yeah, wrath the board.
Yeah, let's wrath the board, and we will take that action and put some more counters on our Druid. Obviously, if they have another War Chief, we just die. If they have a burn spell, we just die.
I feel like that was... I don't know.
Okay, well, they have to draw cards again. Well, they found the strike, so we died.
Okay.
Okay, they're goblins, which means that the cries can come in. And that's kind of all I want to bring in. I want to take out these Carnage Tyrants for the cries. Oh, and I'll bring in the Thrashing Brontodon instead of a Vivian Reed.
Yeah, seems good.
I think that's probably fine. Yeah. I mean, we could bring in the Contempts, but they're slow anyway.
I think Contempt might be better than... Oh, I'll do it. I was going to say, I think an extra Contempt might be better than Random Card.
Yeah, I mean, possibly it might be better than the last 2 Vivian Reads, but I don't know. Having a bit of a rough night against aggro decks. That's a keep.
You're not best suited to fight them, really, are you?
Well, except we're playing a 4 Wild Growth Walker in the main deck, you know?
Sure, but it's a combo with... It's a very loose definition of a combo. That's what you've got. Yeah,
it's a synergy. But it does mean that if they want to not get ruined by it, then they have to have a burn spell, and then they've wasted a burn spell on it.
Oh, yeah. I'm not arguing that it's bad. I'm just saying... Yeah, it's one element of your deck.
Obvious strike is obvious. I think I'm going to play out the Incubation Druid here, actually. Because they still haven't played anything to the board, and we don't have any Explorers. So if we play the Incubation Druid, this means that next turn, if we draw a Jadelight Ranger, we can cast Wild Growth Walker plus Jadelight. The Shaman is a 2/2. Okay, that's cool. I'm tempted to just hostage take at that.
Nah, Wild Growth plus Branch Walker is...
Oh, yeah, of course. I just drew the Branch Walker, which was literally what I was talking about. I think you've put that in my head.
Did I sing anything?
I don't know. I feel like that's your fault. That's a trash master.
I mean, it probably
He's a trash man.
It probably is my fault, but I'm not sure I'm going to claim... I'm not sure I'm going to claim it.
I'm just going to take the 3 here, rather than chumping with the Branch Walker.
Why don't you just block him with the Wild Growth if I miss something?
Because he stops things from being able to block when he attacks.
That was it. So, yes, I did miss something.
Yes, you did.
Now you have infinite mana.
Yeah, I could just make this a 3/5 and then still have up Assassin's Trophy so that when they block, I get to kill...
Why don't you just hostage take it and cast that thing?
hostage taker and cast their thing. Because I can't do that.
You have 6 mana? No?
Yeah. Both of those cost at least 3.
Oh, is that thing on the left 3?
Yeah,
Wow,
it's
that's
shit.
really bad.
It's really
That's a
bad.
card.
It's a terrible card. It's a 1/1 for 3 mana with Riot.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
In that case, yeah, whatever. Play
I'm
tap
gonna play this untapped.
Yeah.
Untapped.
Whatever.
Pay 2 life for it. And next. No attackers. And in the turn. Because what we're doing here, folks, is we're setting up to Incubation Druid activation, get some more mana, use... Oh, no, wait, we can never do that. Oh, that's super tilting. That was dim off me.
Oh, no,
it only makes 1 colour of mana.
Yeah.
At least these guys don't have haste, but I definitely want this thing pumped. So let's let them attack. And let's see if they recognise that I can pump this Incubation Druid.
My money's on yes.
My money's on yes as well, but you never know. He's a trash man. Bee-bubba-butterbub. Bubba-butterbub. Bee-bubba-butterbub. Oh yeah, they've stopped that from being able to block, which is cool. I think I'm just going to stick the Merfolk Branch Walker under the bus here. Because we're raffing the board at next turn anyway. So I might as well just save the life.
Yeah.
To blockers. That one. I always get worried that I'm going to misunderstand what I'm passing into and just end up taking a bunch of damage.
Oh, so just like Modo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but I don't auto F6 all my turns, Alex. You're like, I feel so put upon, except it totally fracking happens every time.
F6 is a powerful tool.
F6 is a powerful magic.
The weak are afraid to use.
Right, let's get some green mana up in here. And some black mana. And some more green mana. And some more black mana. And we're going to finality this board. Finality. They should obviously Dark Dweller Oracle. But it's not going to matter. Yeah, it's not going to matter. Take action, and we're going to put them on the Wildgrowth Walker so that both of my creatures survive, which is lovely. Then we're going to play out another Wildgrowth Walker. Wham!
God damn! Look at that synergy.
Yeah, right.
And by that I mean
Chandra Bold Pyromancer. Sorry, what?
Amazing! I didn't even realize she was still in the set.
Well, she's not. She's the Dominaria Planeswalker deck, Chandra. She's awful.
Damage to target creature or Planeswalker. I mean, do you even have to kill it?
She's going to deal me 2 every turn?
Yeah, but so you could attack for 1 million this turn.
Yeah, I can attack for 8 this turn, and I'm still holding up trophy.
Yeah, just ignore her.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep punching them. That seems fine to me. Okay, they're going to make some 1/1s. That's not a problem in the slightest. They should probably have insta-ticked her down to kill that Wildgrowth Walker. But...
Yep.
There you go. I'm considering the line if we draw another land that's untapped. Considering Hostage Taker take away the Goblin Instigator and then replay their own Goblin Instigator against them. But I think that's more fancy play syndrome than it's actually good.
I think you could realistically just play Cry of the Conarium and attack for some.
Attacking for 1, for 3. I would only be attacking for 3, put them to 9.
What's Chandra's ultimate? Do we need to be worried about
-7, deals 10 damage to each player and each creature and planeswalker they control. Yes, we do.
Oh, we need to be worried about that.
Okay, well, we'll Assassin's Trophy her away, I think.
In that case...
Do I want to just attack her? I don't even think I do. I think I want to Assassin's Trophy her and then attack them.
Okay.
I think that's what I actually want to do. Assassin's Trophy has no downside here. They've already got enough mana to cast everything.
I mean,
Doesn't matter.
I'll agree with that, yes.
I also don't feel like playing a Cry is a good plan here. Because if they get a board next turn, I can still Wrath it.
I mean, they're Hellbent, so...
Exactly. The chances of them being able to get anything worth killing is minimal.
Yeah, I guess.
Didn't even bother reading her ultimate. Thanks for reminding me. I for some reason I thought it would be like 8 or something, but I always forget that those Planeswalker decks ultimates are surprisingly early.
Up, down. Yeah.
I'm going to Ravenous Chupacabra here, and I'm not going to do it with my Incubation Druid. Please stop trying to tap my Incubation Druid. I want to attack with it. Oh, whatever. Oh, yeah, they've had enough. Cool. Run it back?
Yeah.
Maybe we want to take out a couple more Vivian Reeds for Contempt?
Yeah, I think so. Contempt, it's clunky, but it keeps you alive.
It's clunky, but it does the job. And if they're playing a Planeswalker Chandra, maybe we need to kill her.
That's also true.
Like, we actually do have to kill her before she ultimates, because otherwise it's really bad for us. But at the same time, I don't think I care, mostly, about the Chandra.
No, I think that's a little weak.
It's a bit weird to be having in a competitive event, right?
I mean, she wasn't terrible. I'm just not sure she was good.
Well, for 6 mana, I wanted to be pretty good.
Well, it's the only option you have.
Is this a keeper or is this a mole? Turn 1 land or elves.
Sure.
If we don't draw a land, we still get to Wildgrowth Walker.
Your opponent hasn't played any burn.
Yes, they have. Lightning Strikes.
Have you seen any shocks?
No.
Then I'd keep it.
Yeah.
I'd keep it.
Yeah, I think it's not terrible, actually. And we're on the draw, so... Oh! Firebrand. Smeg.
Oh.
I forgot they'd be playing the Firebrand. Oh, never mind. We drew it. We're all good.
Okay. Okay.
Forgot they'd be playing that, but we're all right. So, God, that could have been so backbreaking. If they decided to do that, it would have been like, yeah, we're super dead here. Hey! And you come in untapped because we've got an island on Breeding Pool. And I bet you they've got the strike here. Like, oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm going to be gaining so much life. Yeah, sure. You dealt me 3. I'll gain 6 and go back up to 20. And now this Wildgrowth Walker can never die. Graveyard.
So the Goblins deck, that seems like one which is much better in Best of One.
Yes. Oh, absolutely. This definitely feels like a Best of One deck that someone's brought into this league. I need 2 blockers back to kill this stupid Shaman. So no attacks for 3 here, which is fine. He's a trash man. Bee-bop-bop-bop.
So I definitely put that in your head because I don't even know what that's supposed
No, that's definitely me. He's a scat man. Bee-bop-bop-bop. Seriously? Did you never get into the Scar Revolution of the 1970s before we were even born?
Can I throw your question right back at you?
Yeah, all right. It is a little bit tilting because the Trash Master is a 3/3. I can't just wipe their fracking board. I mean, I can gain 6 though, so I don't feel like I'm too...
Just gain a ton of life?
Yeah. Well, I mean, gain 6, except we're actually only going to be gaining 4. What? Yeah.
Tapped your lands
well,
wrong.
yeah, but the only way I was casting the Branch Walker anyway was if I had a green source, and yeah, like it should have left up a green source in case I ended up drawing a thingy, but whatever. We got there. It's fine. It is definitely one of those things where, okay, you can go in the graveyard. It occasionally gets it just wrong enough to really annoy you. Yeah. Oh, yeah. We're at 22 with 2 blockers on board. We're good to just attack. Give me that ravenous troops to eat this trash man. SGC! Okay, they now need to die. Well, there's that troops, but we don't actually have the black source for it, which I did not realise.
Well, do you know how you can draw black sources?
Hydroid Crisis?
A doo-doo.
Yeah, but I get to draw one card. I think
play a tap land and you just sit pretty.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, the problem is obviously the Siege Gang Commander starts throwing things at me.
You have a lot of life, and as soon as you draw a black source, you win. If you feel like you don't have time, play the Graces draw card. I mean, in fairness, I think you can play the Graces anyway.
I think I can. Yeah. I think I'm going to.
Yeah.
We're going to have a 2/2 Crisis, which isn't the best. Okay, Branch Walker's a good hit, though. No attacks. It just gives them another thing that they should throw goblins at, and I'm cool for that, you know?
Yeah, I can get behind that.
And obviously, if we draw another land of any sort next turn that's untapped, we just get to finality away everything, which is great. Okay, so they've got 3 potential goblin throws here. Oh, this is super annoying. I think I'm just going to bum. Yeah, because they can deal 6 to this Wild Growth Walker. I'm just not going to block with it.
Yeah. I guess that's fair.
I'm like, yeah, got this. Cry of the Carnarium. Oh, nope, no black source. That is bad. To be fair, we started with our opening hand having 1 land in it.
Should probably never do that.
No! That's a cast down. That's decent. We're going to open with Branch Walker. If we hit another untapped black source, we obviously get to Chuppa Chups this turn, which is great. You can stay on top of the library. And then I think we're going to let them attack and then kill the trash man.
Yeah.
Do I even attack for 6? No, I don't think I do.
No, the longer it goes, the more likely you are to win.
Yeah. Yep. Can I block a 1/1 this turn with the Wild Growth Walker? Yes, I can, actually. Yes, I can.
I mean, you can also just let the Walker go. I mean, you've got the Jade Light next turn.
Yeah, that's kind of why I want to keep the Walker around. Okay, the Goblin Crater Maker that basically does for 1 less mana, except it's actually 1 more mana what the Siege Gang Commander does. Okay. I don't agree with that plan.
Yeah, let it happen.
Yeah. It's like, why would you do that? You had 1/1 goblins or 2/2 goblins, and you had a 3/3 goblin. Like, I am super happy to just block with this Wild Growth Walker now. Because they don't have the mana to... Yeah. Oh, I mean, they will, but I'll be casting down the Trash Monster. To make all these little dudes smaller. Let me guess. Oh, he's just going to pick up that goblin and throw it at me instead.
In that case, you maybe... Well, I think you should have waited for them to make an activation to see if they would.
Maybe.
I mean, what they should have done was thrown that at you.
Yes.
So they missed that trick there.
Yep.
Unless they're trying to catch this. Because they know that's on top.
Yeah, but who cares?
So that's not the problem card.
Graveyard. Black sauce. Yep, that'll do.
I mean, you don't even need it anymore.
I'm not... Yeah, I don't need it. Like, I will probably cast a Chupacabra next turn.
Just attack.
Oh, yeah, we're sending here. Like, there's no doubt in my mind we're sending now. They are in so much trouble. Chump block with Siege Gang Commander. Didn't even bother throwing it at me as well.
That feels like your opponent...
Feels like my opponent doesn't understand fundamentally what their deck can do.
Or they're just giving up.
I mean, that's possible as well. I have gone up by 7 life in the course of this game.
Yeah.
Should probably chump this Wild Growth Walker again with one of these 1/1s. If you were willing to throw away the Siege Gang Commander, feels like you should definitely be willing to throw away one of your 1/1s.
Scoop.
Yeah, exactly. We have entered scoop phase. I could have gone and got Jadelight Rangers back.
Lich doesn't matter.
Nope. Oh, that's annoying.
You could make plays at random and not lose.
And exactly, yeah. Yeah, that thing still has to attack. And let's cry, and this should end the game. Good game, opponent. Interesting, at least. Interesting.
Somewhat different.
Gates Ablaze. Have you played against that deck yet? The Gates deck.
I played with it in Sealed.
No, I mean the real Gates deck, the standard one. Oh,
No,
your levels are too high. Let me bring you down. There we go. Yeah, it looks really gross.
I have to say, I've played this limited format twice, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah, I played the pre-release, and I played obviously the free draft that you get from it off stream, because we're a standard stream here. But it was really good. I had I told you about this. I had the Ethereal Absolution or whatever it is, and
that's nuts.
I never cast it in the entire draft, and I still went like 3-2, I think. This is a tricky hand. I think this is a mulligan.
I've done one draft.
Alex,
can you hear me?
Mulligan? Yeah, I can hear you. I'm asking you.
Definitely.
Yeah, there we go.
No question.
That's probably a keep. It's not an exciting keep, but
easy keep.
Bottom.
So my pre-release deck, I had a Hydroid Krasis. I had.
Oh, have you got a Hydroid Krasis that you might be able to lend me for the RPTQ, the PPTQ?
Probably, yeah. I've got 2.
Sweet.
So I had that, and I had the Ravager Worm.
Oh, the worm. That's gross. Oh.
I had about 6 gates.
Screw
gates.
you, opponent.
Oh, fungal infection. Nice.
Fucking fungal infection on my elf.
That's what you got to do. That's it.
Oh God,
message.
Man! I got wrecked there.
But my draft last week was absolutely beautiful.
We'll leave that on top against the blue-black control deck.
Yep. I first picked Incubation Druid.
Nice.
Second picked Wilderness Reclamation.
Okay.
And my deck ended up being... I had 2 of the Sauroform hybrids.
Yeah, obvious counterspell is obvious.
Yeah. 2 Sauroform hybrid. I had about 6 adapt cards, about 4 instants, one of which was the precognition or whatever it is. And I had 2 of the Azorius, your opponent's creatures get -1/-0. And just throughout the entire evening, no one could touch me. I think I lost I lost two games, one to Mana Screw and one to a slight misplay.
Okay.
But just like no one could touch me. It was ridiculous.
I could make a Hydro Crisis here to try and draw the 5th land for Vivian Reed next turn. Feel like that's super wasteful though. I don't know.
No, you're just trading 1 for 1. That's all you want to do, right?
Yeah, I suppose, but it is a control deck.
The way you lose against control is missing your land drops. Sure.
Yeah, you are correct there, actually. Yeah, let's just see if we can...
On that note, how many lands are you playing?
24.
24?
Yeah, plus 8 Explorers. We've never had much of a mana problem, man.
Fair enough.
Like, this... I know you keep being all like, dude, why is this the way you build this deck about a lot of these things? But this is honestly just the way these decks are built. And it keeps working, so I'm going to keep doing it.
I mean, it's probably fine.
Oh, well, that's a tilt, but whatever. We're going to make a Vivian Reed tick down, kill that?
Yeah, definitely.
Like, she's going to go to 1 to this stupid Saproling, but...
that's fine. She's not going to 0.
Exactly. I bet you what they've got is another Eldest Reborn.
That's fine. You've got another Vivian.
Yeah. I hope that I played the one that they didn't know about.
And you got a finality to get back that Hydro Crisis.
I know, it's so good. It's such a nice little cycle.
So on the land count thing,
mm-hmm.
You're right that the Explorers help you to find lands. I would argue that you have this ginormous Explore in your deck. You never want to miss a land drop. And
I totally get that, but this is literally the way the deck... Oh, screw you. But, I mean, you take my Vivian Reed, or you take my... I mean, I suppose Vivian Reed is medium at the moment. Like, because I've got one out.
Yeah.
But... tick up Vivian Reed. Find Hydro Crisis? Dang it, Murphy Branchwalk.
I understand, you've got Vivian to find lands, you've got the Explore things to find lands. You probably don't need it. As a personal preference, I just always play that land, really.
Yeah, I know. Like, it feels like I should be at least 25, maybe 26, but the deck needs to do a lot of disparate things. It needs to have that Explore package work. It needs the Vivian Reeds. I tell you what I think we could cut and just add 2 lands. Carnage Tyrant.
What? I think Carnage Tyrant's days are...
numbered, if not done.
Yeah, that feels like a very strong statement.
I know, because it's still an insane Magic card, but yeah.
Well, I think Crisis is the Mirror Breaker, where it used to be Tyrant, right?
Yeah. Like, you're finding back Crisis way more. Okay, did you just have the other Thought Erasure? Did you draw it this turn? I don't even know why my opponent's making the decisions they're making at the moment.
I think the decisions make sense.
I don't know. Block.
You don't?
No.
So you have a Find Finality in hand, and you have in an Expel draw card in your graveyard.
Yeah.
You have a Planeswalker in hand that you cannot cast because you have one on the board. So I think their choices make perfect sense.
Yeah, maybe. Am I just finding back the Crisis and Branch Walker and just playing the Crisis here?
So they've played 2 Thought
They're
Erasures
empty-handed.
In hand.
They are empty-handed.
I would 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We would only be able to make it a Crisis for 3.
You find the Crisis and the Branch Walker, you play the Branch Walker.
Yeah, you're absolutely
and you
right.
Crisis next turn.
Yep. We're going to find...
Crisis.
I haven't got a clue. I also have no clue what the pluralization of them is either.
I would say Crises.
I would say Crises.
Kind of like Crisis.
Graveyard. Floret that they know about. And to the next turn, please. Opponent has, in technical terms, they have spaffed their hand. Oh, do I want to just kill that with my Vivian Reed?
What is it? Yes. Does it kill Vivian to do so?
Yes.
Draw cards first.
Draw cards with Crisis first?
Yes.
Yeah, that's my opinion as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. It's a 6/6.
Many lots. as the Tritus.
I was going to say, as the Terry Pratchett trolls would count. Okay, we drew another Hydro Crisis. I'm cool to tick down on Vivian Reed here.
Yeah.
Like that was the sort of thing that I was like, if we can Hydro Crisis into another card advantage spell, we're good.
Well, Crisis is what's that? Sorry, we're in a Vivian format, a Vivian world.
Yeah,
I think she's one of the defining cards.
Oh, she is. She totally is. I mean, Autumn pointed it out on their stream of that tournament that I did. Was that last weekend? Yeah, it was not the weekend just gone, the weekend before. And they were basically saying, look, the way you win the mirrors is by playing and ultimating Vivian Reeds.
I think the way you win everything is Vivian Reed, if I'm honest.
Right, we're going to take out these Wild Growth Walkers and cast down... we don't really need the Contempts in, do we, actually?
Blue-black, they're going to win mostly with the Eldest Reborn.
Yeah. Yeah, I was auto sideboarding for a mid-range mirror there. My brain just turned off.
I quite like the thingy, Bob. You put it in the Bronte on.
Bronte, yeah, I like Bronte as well. Kind of feeling cutting the Choops, but leaving the trophies and the Contempts. Actually, we've got 6 things we need to cut. Like, Hostage Taker's coming out. That's definitely coming out. We need 5 cuts. Leave just trophy.
I've somehow managed to. I think I'm accidentally. Yeah, here we go. We're back. Hostage Taker is. They don't have rats, so it's not good.
No. Well, they do, but their rafts don't hit the things that are important. So I think this is the game plan. It's our interaction is Duresses negates disdainful strokes, Assassin's Trophy, and then the creatures we put on the battlefield.
Do you want all 3 finds? Probably.
I think it's going to be pretty grindy.
Yeah. All right, go for it.
I think this is worth a try. It might be that because they're going to sideboard in stuff. I don't even know what they could sideboard in because we didn't see any red, so they're not a Grixis like bolus deck.
We should have kept the trophy we should have kept the trophy.
Yeah, I mean we kept one in.
We have flyers. It's not the end of the world, but they might well transition to playing. That sounds fine.
Yeah, this is a perfectly reasonable hand.
Nightfall Spectre. It's not called Nightfall Spectre.
Oh yeah, the 3/3 hexproof. Yeah, dickbag.
No, not the hexproof one.
Oh, of course the hit you. Look at the top 3 cards. Get to play one of them. Yeah. Of course, that was dim of me. I mean, Vivian Reed kills those as well. So
she does.
But you're right. We probably should have.
I think the way you lose is they play it on turn 3.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have an answer.
And then they start casting your own spells against you. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Okay, we're going to play the only Shockland in our hand, amazingly.
All right, this is the test turn.
Yep, there they go. Thief of Sanity, you got it, mate. We could just legitimately be dead here.
You can play a 2/2 block next turn.
Library. Yeah, we can. We absolutely can.
I think you should.
Yeah, especially because we've got Vivian Reed coming down the turn after.
Yeah.
Oh no, I should have been that. Of course I should have been that.
Why?
Because they get to cast it now.
Oh.
I mean, not that it does a massive amount for them. It draws them lands because they have no creatures in their deck apart from this Thief of Sanity.
That's still pretty funny.
It's still stupid of me. Oh, they actually didn't bother. Oh no, they did. They took the Vivian Reed. And there goes our Assassin's Trophy. Okay, well, we're racing.
Start with the attack.
Mm-hmm.
And then play the Krasis.
Yep, exactly. Oh, well, there's a Contempt. That's a surprisingly good sign for me. If they play my own Vivian Reed to then kill my Crisis, that's pretty sad. Yeah, there they go.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does make sense. That's a free removal spell that they just hit there. Yeah, cool. But at least this means we get to take out their Thief of Sanity, and I'm way more interested in taking out their Thief of Sanity than anything else here. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, we've got both of our oozes, so I feel like if we can get this game to go long enough, we just win.
That's true. Yeah, that's always been the game plan, right?
Well, yeah, but it's against a control deck. That's normally not the case.
Yeah, I think control... I mean, your opponent's not playing Teferi.
No, true enough.
That might be a very simplistic look at it, but that is kind of how I evaluate control decks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not wrong. They should definitely start with a Vivian Reed tick up here. Again, they'll mostly be taking lands if they hit anything.
That's good if you're playing control.
I mean, it's not a bad thing, is it? Next turn, I think I'm playing out the first ooze because I want extra bodies for the edict effects.
Yeah, like the ooze is by far your best
play, even when I've got 6 mana available next turn. Yeah. Yeah, there's the Contempt to get rid of the Vivian Reed. That's fine.
Ooh.
Hmm? What?
Well, they've got Disdainful Stroke, haven't they?
Well, yeah, but they're always going to have Disdainful Stroke. And they keep playing as if they don't have counterspells. They keep tapping out on their turn. Turn 4, they killed an attacking 4/3 rather than wait to see what happens. So either they're a terrible control player and they don't know what they're doing, or they don't have the counterspell.
Play the Catacombs and the ooze.
The Catacombs and the ooze.
In case they have Syncopate.
That's a fair comment. Oh, no. What they've got is a removal spell. Interesting. I bet it's cast down.
You do have green.
Yeah.
They don't have a removal spell.
Okay, that's surprising, because obviously you kill that before it puts the counter on, but...
Yep. Okay, well, if you get to untap, then you're on easy mode.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd be impressed if that happens.
I would be shocked if that happens. Land, yep, another island. Cool.
Guys, I'm just going to go on pause for a moment.
Yeah, there's a ritual. So it takes out a 3/3. And Alex is gone. There's my Jadelight Ranger. That's absolutely fine. There's a Search Res counter on top. My opponent's obviously going to keep that on top. I'm thinking... I mean, this Vivian Reed isn't the biggest problem. And we know our opponents don't have a way of dealing with this biogenic ooze at the moment. I think it's just the second ooze and a Llanowar Elf. I think that's just the line here. Because obviously they start doubling up on counters. And no attacks. And these should just get so huge that they're just out of range of everything my opponent's doing. Seeing as I say, they don't appear to have the removal spells. And obviously Vivian's not going to help them find it. Yep, there's another land. This one's at least a dual land for them. I mean, I guess they've been hitting a lot of spells with Vivian. Cantripping, okay. They put one thing in the graveyard, then they're definitely flipping Search next turn, and it was a Disinformation campaign. If they knew my hand, they would be kicking themselves putting that Disinformation campaign in the graveyard. Okay, so this is a -2/-2 Wrath right here. So I'm actually just going to block with the Llanowar Elves to not take any damage off of it. Because obviously black still doesn't have a hard wrath at the moment. I could have just taken 4, but we are actually getting surprisingly low. Eldest Reborn, you say? Okay, well. Ooze token can go away. They're going to get back nothing at the moment, I don't think. What's in the graveyard? We've got a Thief of Sanity, which is tilting. And that is it. That's all they're getting back at the moment. 1, 2, 3... I kind of just want to play this Carnage Tyrant out. Like, slam them for 9. Because if we Eldest... if we kill the Vivian Reed, then it's super medium. I mean, we could just play the Hydro Krasis, draw a bunch of cards, and they have to tick down the Vivian Reed anyway. And it still doesn't die, so they still can't get it back with the stupid Eldest Reborn. Okay, well, let's start by attacking. And the only reason I'm worried about this Vivian Reed is if she ultimates and they can find a couple of creatures, we are in probably quite a lot of trouble. But again, they don't actually have any way of dealing with the nonsense that's going on at the moment. So 6, X is 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is one that I'm fairly happy to, if they play another Edict effect, to sacrifice, because it's not going back to this stupid Eldest Reborn. Although nothing is now, because obviously Vivian Reed will just kill it. And I do believe this is a lethal board state next turn. So, yeah, we're going to discard this Overgrown Tomb. Discovery. Again, there are no hard wraths in black at the moment for anything that doesn't cost less than 3. So it's just kind of funny that all we've got going on is 2 massive oozes. Vivian Reed, tick up, get a land. Sure, carry on. Searching for Azcanta, that's fine. Wait, they ticked up with Vivian Reed? Really? Oh man, if I had more removal, they would be dead right now. Because obviously they're going to have to chump this 7/7 Biogenic Ooze with Jade Light Ranger. Okay, well, I guess they've got a removal spell in hand. 6+7 isn't lethal, but we can take 4 here. I'm fine with that. Ritual of Sir. Oh, that does kill Krasis. That's annoying. Again, what's in the graveyard here? We got a Thief. That is literally it. I'm feeling Carnage Tyrant into Incubation Druid. Punch them in the face. See if they've got any way out of this. I really don't think they do. Here's a Carnage Tyrant. Here's an Incubation Druid. I'm going to keep hold of the Breeding Pool. I shouldn't need the mana, but I might need something to discard. Because obviously they can bring back the Flyer. If they can deal with... Well, they'd have to deal with 3 of my creatures, and that means 3 Edict effects, and then I'd get to Vivian Reed, kill the thing, so... Well, no, it doesn't mean 3 Edict effects. It would mean them suddenly having access to a bunch of cast downs that they didn't have access to a minute ago. J-Light Ranger, sure. Thief of Sanity on top. Can't keep that there. Yeah. There's a contempt. Okay. Opponent gets to activate search for Azcan or Azcan to the Sunken Ruin. Take the contempt. XR my 9/9 biogenic ooze. Go to 4 and still die to the Carnage Tyrant. Game. Yep. As Alex said, I could make plays at random and I would probably have still won that one at the end there. We were so far ahead. What did we get? In Bolus's Clutches. And here's the thing. Yeah, I didn't realise that you could hover over cards out here and you'd get the little pop-up. In-game, I think you have to right-click them to make the flavour text pop-up come on. But yeah, 2-0. Doing much better than that last league already. You know how it is, Magic. Sometimes you just get a little bit unlucky. It's a little bit unlucky, and yeah. Right then. Keep. Like, it's annoying because we're not doing a massive amount on turn 2 through 4, but we've got some power here, so I'm relatively happy to run out this Llanowar Elves with an Overgrown Tomb. And we've got some interaction. Obviously, it's much better as late game interaction, but what can you do? Breeding Pool tapped. Okay, well that's a start. Probably means we're fighting the mirror here. But we've got some of our best cards for the mirror. If we can hit another land, that would be very helpful. Alright, well a Branch Walker is a fine start. Yep, that will do just fine. We don't need it right here, so let's get at them. Rah, be at ya. Yep, this looks like the mirror. Could just be blue-green, obviously. It could just be like Simic Climb. We've still seen no black sources out of our opponent. All 3 Crasises. Okay, we really need to draw some land here. So I think I'm actually going to play a 2/2 Hydroid Krasis and just draw an extra card. Llanowar Elves doesn't actually count. Okay, now we're desperately looking for lands. It's yeah. It's getting a little bit tight. We've got some really great stuff in our hand that we really want to cast. And this could legitimately just be blue-green. Like, we've seen nothing going on here. J-Light Range is a really good draw there. Alright, let's just see if we can get some more stuff going on. Nope, we still just want to hit the lands naturally here. Oh, you're just a tilt, aren't you? Right, let's play out this Llanowar Elves and send, because why not? Opponent's not got double black yet, so next turn they might be able to Assassin's Trophy or cast down if they find a black source. There's the black source. Kind of figured it would be the mirror. Finality. Sweep the board except my Wild Growth Walker. Okay, well that's, again, annoying because a lot of our mana was tied up in those mana creatures. But I think we could get back a Llanowar Elves and a Jade Light Ranger here and probably just end the game next turn. Or we could just get back to Llanowar Elves. No, I do definitely want to hit land drops, so... I'm going to find... Llanowar, Jade Light, Llanowar, and pass the turn over. Midnight Reaper, you say? Okay, well. Is there a way to kill them this turn? Not quite. Not quite. Is it worth attacking with the Wild Growth Walker and letting them turn a Llanowar Elf into a card? Possibly, because we'll probably just exile the Midnight Reaper instead. Oh, actually, we could Assassin's Trophy and then still Jadelight Ranger. Oh yeah, I like that way better. They still only get to draw one card here, but they've not got the Midnight Reaper available to draw them extra cards. If they found the cast down, I'm going to be real sad. Oh, come on! That's bullshit. Definitely feel like we're in the driver's seat here, of course. They've got another Midnight Reaper. Okay. Sure. I'm pretty certain that next turn we're just playing a 4/4 Krasis. Okay. And a land. Untapped Black Source. Interesting. Interesting. There's another trophy. Well, oh, there's another trophy. They die. It is indeed not a May, so they have to do it. Oh, they've got a Vraska's Contempt here. That's what they've got going on. So they're going to contempt my Jadelight Ranger. Yes. Of course. Of course, that's what's going on here. That's what's happening here. I should have realised that. They will just block with the Llanowar Elves, so there's no point. I would rather just have bigger Hydroid Krasises. Okay, well, they're still going to need... Oh, that's actually concerning. I was going to say, they're still going to need a way to not die to this Krasis. Well, 1 second. It sounds like Alex Watson might be back around. No? He's gone. He's gone. Kill with the Chupacabra? Or just play out the Hydro Krasis and hope that they can't find anything? So, the Wild Growth Walker means that there's a bunch of Explore creatures that put them back in this game. But I think just playing out a 4 or a 5/5 Krasis, rather, is probably the best way to just win. Because obviously, even if they cast a single Explore creature, they're still dead to this Krasis. If they've found a removal spell for the Krasis, that's tilting. Yeah, no blocks. I'd rather not die to a finality here. Cool. Cool, got there. Okay. Well, we didn't draw lands fast enough, but we managed to get there. Okay, so let's trim out these Wild Growth Walkers. This is not what this game is about. We definitely want the Contempts. We definitely want the Disdainful Strokes, and I feel like we want the Biogenic Oozes. And is Midnight Reap, is Carnage Tyrant rather, even worth it anymore? Like, I don't think it necessarily is. It's really good against control, obviously, but in these mid-range fights, there's a lot less in the way of actual interaction going on anyway, so you're just going to end up throwing creatures in front of it. So I'd much rather have things like biogenic oozes that will get to win the game on the spot. Hey Ben, by the way, yes, indeed, the Midnight Reaper trigger, not a May, but if you've got a Vrasla's Contempt to kill someone else's creature, you can still survive it too. And I had already deduced that because they'd obviously played a Shockland untapped and then not let that process. Whereas if I'd just attacked, they would have been forced to block, at which point they then go, I have to Vrasla's Contempt, and I go, cool, Assassin's Trophy, you still die because you're not gaining the 2 life. That's the line I should have taken. It is not the line I did take. Yeah, if I could have contempted my own target, that would have been pretty funny. Right, this has no green mana, but it was otherwise a very good hand. Oh, I think this is a keep, as long as we get to scry into something reasonable. That actually sort of counts. Yeah, okay, we'll take that. Manor Elves go. Yeah, contempting my own target is the fancy play, whereas just sort of going, oh well, you have to do this, so I guess kill you instead is probably better. Assassin's Trophy isn't exactly what we wanted to see here. We could still be playing a turn 4 Vivian Reed, which is just fine. No blocks, obviously. We can hit a Black Source here to kill probably the Jadelight Ranger if it's too big. That probably stays on top, so it probably is going to be too big. That would be great. Yeah, fine, stays on top, definitely. Nope. Punished. Very punished. We could be about to have a really bad day. Like, an excessively bad day. Oh no, don't do that, you dick. Yeah, if we don't find the Black Source for the Chupacabra here, we are just dead. Well, Jadelight Ranger helps. That also helps. Still going to at least... Oh, we are just dead here. No, we're at 1. Yep, dead. That was pretty tilting. Opponent's draw lined up really well against ours, and we died. But let's run it back. We'll see if we can get them this time. I do feel like I've generally got a pretty good handle on what's going on in these mid-range mirrors. It's just occasionally your draw just looks awful. We'll keep this. That's pretty reasonable, actually. Incubation Druid on turn 2. And Chupacabra available on turn 3. And then obviously on turn 4 we've got the activation of the Incubation Druid into what could very well be a massive Hydroid Crisis. Branch Walker. I think I'm just going to Chupacabra that. Like, it's an annoying magic card rather than a good magic card. That being said, I think I'd rather just Branch Walker. There are more interesting things to be doing, and we've got Find, so having an extra creature in the graveyard is not a bad thing. all day. Yep. Here's Jade Light. Okay. So, there's another contempt, and it's going in the graveyard again, and there's a find. I mean, 2 contempts straight into the graveyard. I could be playing a Vivian Reed this turn. I don't actually know if I meant to activate this Incubation Druid this turn, or if I meant to just Chupacabra this Jade Light Ranger away. I think that's probably the line, because it de-incentivizes my opponent from Chupacabraing my Druid, because the way they've been throwing away interaction spells makes me feel very much like they've got something going on over there. And I should have played the War Grave this turn. That was dim of me. Duress me. You get to take my find. I don't think Duress is the right card in this matchup. Oh, please don't have a 4th land. That would be so funny. You're having the exact same problem I had last game. Okay. Well, that's annoying, actually, because it means that my Incubation Druid could have been huge this turn. Tempting to cast down this Llanowar Elves, though. Yeah, I can go take 2, and then I can activate this Druid and shoot this Elf. Which is not a bad line, I think. So maybe that they've been throwing away the contempts just because they need to find lands. Like, that's totally a legitimate thing that could be going on. Or I could just make a 4/4 Hydro Krasis. And draw 2 cards. I think we're going to attack with this Chupacabra first, because that's clearly a thing that's happening. Yeah, maybe just the 4/4 Krasis is probably better. Well, obviously, I want to go for the higher upside line of Incubation Druid and Will Hydroid next turn. But, you know, it's 1, maybe 2 extra cards if I can draw a land before I do it. And the truth of the matter is that this Krasis is just a threat that they're going to have to deal with. Alright. Okay. Well, my opponent's got Fine Finality in hand, so I'm just going to hold up the Druid activation here. While sending for 6. Oh, yeah. Okay, well, they've got the Chupacabra for the Krasis, I'm guessing. Yeah, okay. That seems a little bit weird to me, considering that I can now get this out of Fine Finality range. We could definitely do with something to do with all this mana, though. That definitely counts. Might as well send here. Incubation Druid isn't being tapped for mana. If they want to get in, they're going to have to kill my other creatures, which leaves me with an active Incubation Druid, which is just fine. Or, of course, they can Wrath the board, which doesn't kill my Druid. So I've given my opponent a lot of very bad choices. And if they want to just play out to the board, if it's a Hydroid Krasis, we'll tick down with Vivian Reed after killing probably the Chupacabra. If they're going to find back a couple of J-Light Rangers. Oh no, they've got a J-Light Ranger they want to play. Okay. their finality's looking worse and worse all the time. There's a Vivian Reed on top of their library, which bit annoying, but obviously they've got less mana to use it with, so I don't feel like completely bad about this. And I think we're just cast downing this Jadelight Ranger this turn. Binning the Vivian Reed. That's really weird to me. Why on earth would you do that? Okay, well, we're gonna cast down this Jadelight Ranger, I guess. No, still want you to tap lands for the Vivian Reed. Tick her up. See what we can find. Biogenic Ooze, you say? They've got, unfortunately, a finality in hand. I think this is still the line, though. And we send with these two and basically sit here and say, you have to hold this finality in hand, because if you don't, I will Biogenic Ooze and kill you with it. Like, just keep giving our opponents these really hard to deal with lines. I personally think a chump block on the 3/5 is fairly in order here. Oh, well, they've got the contempt for my Vivian Reed, which is unfortunate. But again, I've got a board state, one of which can't be finality'd away. And in hand, I have a busted magic card that if they ever cast Find or Finality out of their hand, I get to cast and win the game with. Seems good. That's a chump blocker. That's a chump blocker. So they only have the Find Finality in hand. A Contempt is interesting as a draw. Okay, so what happens if we attack with everything? Let's attack with everything. I was going to say they're probably going to go to 3 here. And if we actually just play out this ooze here, if they finality, I kill them with the druid. If they find and they get back Ravenous Chupacabra and say, Jadelight Ranger, I've got the contempt to kill the Chupacabra, and any one of my 3 creatures that has 3 power on them will kill them. So they have to find a way of killing both this druid and wrathing the rest of my board. Yep, that's kind of what I thought was happening here. You should definitely have tapped those 2. Yeah, cool. There we go. That was a good game. That was very interesting. I love these mid-range fights. They're so technical. Right, what did we get out of that? True Fire Captain. This one was one of those CCDD cards that was just never going to see that much play. The effect is too minimal for how hard it is to cast. So yeah, let's finish out this event and then we'll call it for the night, I think. Play first. Mulligan the hand with no green in it. This is a pretty reasonable hand. Yeah, this is a... Oh, I can put that back up. Alex isn't coming back, is he? Yeah, we'll keep that. That's a not terrible hand, and we will top that, because that's a thing to do. Obviously, if we're up against mono red here, that was a really bad thing to keep on top, but I don't necessarily think we are. I think I'm just going to play out this and see if I can convince my opponent that I am not playing Hydrocrisis. Don't think it's going to work, because I think basically everyone playing green-black is playing Hydrocrisis. Yep, opponent's got Lanorels. They've got the worst art Lanorels, but they've got a Lanorels. Yeah, you know what? We're going to leave you on top. The chances of us finding another mana source in the next three-ish, what is it? 1, 2, 3 draws is pretty high. Okay, they are ramping really hard. They could play Vivian Reed next turn. That's annoying. But it isn't much more than that. It's mostly just annoying. Yeah, close that down. Do that. Okay, well, they've made a Hydrocrisis for audio. Turn that back up so that I can hear what's going on. They've made a Hydrocrisis that's a 2/2. So I'm just gonna Chupacabra that, I guess. I mean, I could Chupacabra. I could Stone Rain them. I'm not against that plan either. Because if I get to cast Vivian, it's a 2/2. It doesn't matter. Yeah, I'd rather... I'm going to kill a Llanowar Elf here. The thinking there is the Hydrocrisis has already done the damage. It's come in, it's drawn a card, it's gained a life. Yeah, and what we really want to do is be able to deal with things like Vivian Reed. And there's another Hydrocrisis. That's unfortunate. As is that, actually. Bet you they block. Good, good. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Now that can go away. And then hopefully next turn I can Vivian Reed, kill their other Hydrocrisis, and we'll be not doing great, obviously, because they'll have drawn a bunch of cards with these Crasises. But we'll at least be in a position where if we get to untap and Crasis, we're in a good spot. So they're going to make a 5/5 here? No, they're going to Chupacabra away my Lanorels. Again, that is annoying. I feel like I'm about to be the one to make a 2/2 Crasis. So now if I tick down the Vivian Reed, the Chupacabra just kills her. So yeah, we're just going to make a 2/2 Crasis. Trying to hit a land here. Contempt isn't it, but we can at least Contempt away another Vivian Reed if they cast one, I suppose. We're also just taking this attack. Because I want this Crasis in position to block this Chupacabra next turn. If I get to play the Vivian Reed and kill their Hydrocrisis. Cool. I guess I should have traded off, actually. I was just worried about them doing something else. Well, that's not a... We're going to be taking the 5 off the Crasis here, but I will trade off my Hydrocrisis for this Chupacabra. And then what we're sort of hoping is to Assassin's Trophy their next play, because Vivian Reed can still kill this Crasis. We just didn't draw lands here. It was unfortunate. Oh, Wildgrowth Walker. Oh, that's going to be really big, isn't it? Because they're about to play a Jade Light Ranger. Could have really done with drawing some lands here, I will be honest with you. Okay, that's reasonable. I think if we draw another land, we're in not terrible shape. Oh, okay, we're in terrible shape. We're going to play this out to the bitter end, but I don't see us winning this game. Yep, obviously just punch the Jade Light Ranger and then make another massive Krasis, which I will have to contempt. Oh, they're going to Chupacabra my Incubation Druid. Sure, that's a little bit tilting, but I've got this Merfolk Branchwalker to play to try and find me more land. Oh, come on! Jeez. Yeah, we got mana screwed, and that meant we had to make some really suboptimal plays just to try and stay in the game. Right, and then we've got a couple of Contempts, a couple of Oozes, and a couple of Disdainful Strokes, of which we have seen none of tonight. Taking out Wildgrowth Walkers and Carnage Tyrant, actually. At least we know what we're doing in this matchup now, I think. I'd be very interested to know what a lot of other people are doing for this matchup, just because it's going to be one of the common ones at the PPTQ, the LCQ, which I will be going to in Stansted on the 9th, which I'm super looking forward to. Playing some Paper Magic. I've got the backup deck basically arrived today. Priest of Forgotten Gods aggro. But, yeah, that's a reasonable hand. But if I can get hold of a Sultai mid-range list by then, I will be much happier. Yep, that was a pretty good draw. Means that we're not looking for that second green source for the Jade Light Rangers, so if there's a good thing on top, like another Jade Light Ranger, we can just leave it there. Still don't think those should be kept in. I still don't think they should be kept in. I mean, obviously, if they Jade Light Ranger now, it's pretty bad. It's annoying, but gaining life and making just a big thing, if your opponent doesn't kill it, is not great, in my opinion. Obviously, they've got the combo here, but I'll cast down the Wildgrowth Walker next turn and we'll just go back to doing not a great deal. Yeah, sure, they're going to keep that Duress on top. Again, not convinced that Duress is the card for this match either. What with Hydro Krasis being so important. Okay, and they've left up the 3/5, which is a little bit weird. So we're going to cast down this Wildgrowth Walker, I think. I bet they trade. Yeah. And they traded with the right thing. Like, putting a Branch Walker in my graveyard is absolutely way better for them than putting a Jadelight Ranger in my graveyard for me to get it back. Sure, what do you want? The Assassin's Trophy or the Disdainful Stroke? I think you're taking the Disdainful Stroke here, but I could be wrong. Yeah, I thought so. Branch Walker, cool. Swamp. Apparently they need that swamp. Okay, could have done with a nice big payoff there, but, you know. Yeah, we're going to bin that. We're going to keep that on top. And we're going to hold up the Assassin's Trophy here. Basically, my thinking is I want to play Biogenic Ooze next turn, which means if I'm killing something, I'm doing it in their turn. So I'll take the pain for the opportunity to kill, say, Vivian Reed or, I don't know, a big Hydrocrisis or something. Yeah, exactly. Exactly like this. Yep, there's a Hydrocrisis. And in the end step, we will Assassin's Trophy the Vivian Reed. You can go and get your island, I guess. They are playing a very similar list to me in that they don't seem to have islands. This obviously gets a little bit blown out by finality, but I don't know that they have it. There's normally only 3 in the deck. You know, worse things happen at sea, as it were. Chupa Chups killing my Biogenic Ooze is also relatively fine. A little bit sad, but it happens, and I've still got a board presence. And I'm just going to keep punching. Obviously, opponents got a Memorial to Folly, but they really want to just get back a Hydrocrisis with that. Okay, well, there's their blue source. They must have had it all along. There's a Contempt that they're leaving on top, as if I've got spells that they need to kill. Okay, well, that's annoying. They're still playing the Khan variant. You can have the Branch Walker. Oh, hello there. That's another Biogenic Ooze. That seems rather good. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go directly at the enemy. It's kind of annoying because next turn, if they find a land... Actually, I'm just going to, yeah, just at the enemy. Obviously, this makes... If they block the Ooze, the Biogenic Ooze doesn't give it the +1/+1 counter. Being +1/+1 bigger is not the biggest thing in the world. Because next turn, if they hit a land, like I have to remember to not give them the land with Khan, because if they hit a land, they get to get back the Chupacabra and play the Chupacabra. That sound effect is really gross. No, we're not going to bother doing that. I'd like one more turn with my Biogenic Ooze, please, to make this Ooze big enough to survive a Wrath. A fine finality, rather. Ticking down to get... What was the card? Contempt. Okay, well, yeah, that's also the line. If they can just get a Contempt back. Oh, dang it. Oh no, they're going to go to 10, aren't they? I was about to be like, if I'd played out the stupid Lanner elves. Okay. Wildgrowth Walker, and they've got Merfolk Branch Walker in hand. Again, I feel like this is a failure to understand this matchup. Let's at least take away this advantage engine. I would say they're probably going to Branch Walker this turn. Yeah. The later you play the Hydro Krasis, the better they are. Oh, there's a fine finality. That's definitely staying on top, isn't it? Well, we are dead, folks. We died. They had a version that's better kitted out for these mid-range fights, and their duress actually hit something. It wasn't super relevant, if I'm recalling correctly. What did they hit with it? Oh, they took the Disdainful Stroke. Yeah, the Disdainful Stroke would have been nice, but it wouldn't have been, like, excessively overpowered or anything. So, well, there's a fine finality. They have a fine finality on top of their library also. Oh, gold. Okay, we're just going to put this thing out there. And we're going to suggest to our opponent that their best line is to finality away the board, making the Wildgrowth Walker nice and big. And then I get to find back 2 Biogenic Oozes and hope that they can carry me to victory. It is what it is, right? It's not exciting or particularly impressive, but it is a line that maybe I get to play. Because there's not actually much in here that's worth getting back. If I had a Hydroid Krasis, I would have gotten that back last turn, obviously. Oh no, we've only got 1 ooze in here. Oh dear. Yeah, I think we're just dead. There's not much point continuing to fight the good fight here because we're just dead. We didn't get there. Right, let's try this again. Could very well be our last game of the night. Oh yeah, we'll play first. That seems good. That does not. 1 green source and I possibly would have kept it. We will keep this though. Opponent also mull to 6. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Bottom the second Overgrown Tomb. Can I play that, please? Thank you. That's lovely of you, game, to allow me to do that. Okay, it looks like another mirror. Cool, that's fine. Another painless land. Oh no, this is Bant Smeg. This is going to be Bant taking turns, isn't it? I hate this deck so much. Graveyard. Right then. Yeah, of course. Let's just play out the Chupacabra. We just need to shorten the clock as much as is humanly possible. Okay. Well, they did not have a wilderness reclamation, which is a really good sign. But they have a fog, I'm sure. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, I'm going to play a Wild Growth Walker. Because it does basically nothing in this matchup anyway. It just means that if they kill a single creature, it's less likely to completely ruin me. Obviously, it's far more likely that they're going to wrath the board or find a wilderness reclamation, etc., etc. If they do find a wilderness reclamation, we're slamming a Vivian Reed because hopefully they will be forced to make the choice of, oh, okay, they died. This is Xaxes. Perfect. Sweet. Got game one off them. Jeez. Okay, well, that was not as tough as it could have been. Opponent had a very medium draw there. We do not particularly need the Carnage Tyrants. We definitely don't need the Hostage Takers or the Ravenous Chupacabras. Don't need the Cast Downs. The Assassin's Trophies, the Vraska's Contempt, and the Vivian Reed should be enough interaction against this deck. The Find Finalities are also medium. And we need those negates. So there we go. That's what we're doing here. Cool. Right then. Let's go for it again. The Ooze is an interesting proposition there as well that I should have considered. I don't know. It's another one of those things that they never get to kill. And I think we'll keep this. It's got our colours. It's got our... Okay, well, I guess we're going to ramp instead. It's got some filtering, so I'm relatively happy to keep that. Searching for Azcanta, you say? I think I'd rather just get the Merfolk Branchwalker down. Could have done with a hand with more action, less lands. We obviously get a bunch of time to find the lands, but... yeah, that's unfortunate. This is some very mediocre beats we're putting down now. And our hand is entirely lands. So, yeah, kind of annoying. And there's the Reclamation. And we literally have no spells in our hand again. Obviously, we kept a 2-spell hand. But over the course of 4 draw steps, we've drawn 1. Which is a little unlikely. And my opponent could start just going off here. Obviously. Oh, they're definitely going off now. Oh, this is why I kept the Contempt in, obviously. And if I had had one in hand, I probably would have played one of the untapped lands. Just to make it not super obvious that I was holding up a Vraska's Contempt to deal with Teferi before the trigger's resolved. And they've got a Nexus. Okay, cool. Well, I'm super glad that the game understands to auto-pass me. It is just a little bit annoying that it has to keep showing me things, so I have to keep clicking spacebar to be like, yes, get on with it. Another wilderness reclamation. Okay. I think if they play another Nexus of Fate this turn, we're conceding. How many cards are in the graveyard? Oh, no. Okay. Okay, we're conceding. That's fine. We've got no spells in hand, and we're dying. I'm going to throw those biogenic oozes in instead of a Hydroid Crisis is pretty medium. As is no, just two Hydroid Crises is. Yeah, the thing is, obviously, we don't need to keep up with them in cards. We just need to get damage on the battlefield. So, I think the oozes do that way better than the Crises. Crasi? Whatever. You're attacking with 6 the first turn after spending 5 mana. If you spend 5 mana on ooze, you're only attacking for 3. On a jellyfish, rather, you're only attacking for 3. Play first. Oh, Mulligan. So close to being good. I don't know. I think with a scry, it's not bad. Ooze isn't what we need. We need... we've not even got double green. No, I think... and I think we're doing it on like turn 3 maybe. Enters tapped. Because obviously we want the best chance of getting a Wilderness Reclamation / Teferi. Okay, well we've got nothing going on here, so let's just duress them. This is an unfortunate draw. This is a very unfortunate draw. Okay, we've got Growth Spiral and Cleansing Nova. Well, seeing as we're not actually putting creatures on the battlefield at the moment, I'm feeling I take away their Growth Spiral. As just kind of medium as that is. Okay, that's a pretty good draw, actually. If there's another land on top, we just get to draw it. If there's a spell on top, we get to just leave it there. That's so close. We don't have double green still. I think we still leave it on top of the library. Because this is a relatively fast clock. Yes, they are looking at my lands going, but you don't have double green. And it's like, yes, I am very well aware of that. Okay, well, they found another Growth Spiral anyway, so they're still ramping. You're at 12. This is a 3-turn clock. Obviously, they've got the answer to it, but hopefully they just continue not doing anything. And Vivian Reed, we also can't cast. Alright, well, let's send and see what we hit. Bet they fog here. Okay, well, they can't Wilderness Reclamation and Teferi, so I'm just going to go for this Vivian Reed and see what we can get going. Yeah, negate on Vivian Reed is perfectly fine. Chemisters is a bit more tilting. This has been a not great draw. They do have to deal with this, though. Like, they either have to have the fogs in hand right now, or they have to Cleansing Nova. Which, Cleansing Nova's fine for us. We get to play Biogenic Ooze, which also puts them off of Chemist's Insight mana this turn, which is pretty good for us. Gaining life does not even remotely matter, so we're just going to send here. Oh, settle the wreckage, you say? Okay, well that's fine. Let's go and get some lands out of our deck. Well, I knew there was a Biogenic Ooze on the bottom of my library, so... I mean, this is another lethal threat, so I'm pretty happy to just play out Jadelight Ranger and start setting up draws again. Like, maybe we can sort out a negate. Oh, Frilled Mystic. Okay, that's a bit of a tilt. Well, here's a Biogenic Ooze. You got another one? Oh, come on. Oh, okay. They're just going and looking for a counter spell here. Which is perfectly reasonable, but they're still just going to raft the board. And we're still holding up Vraska's Contempt, which is fine. Could do with a Duress here, or a Negate. Basically our sideboard spells. Yeah, this is the problem with trying to test like this. You just never hit those sideboard spells that you really, really need. So... yeah, I'm going to take this. It doesn't actually matter to me. And they're probably just going to raft the board right now, which is fine. But if instead what they're trying to do is set up where they get to like play another Frilled Mystic and then block. If we could stop drawing lands, that would be super duper helpful. Obviously they get to flip this bloody search now. There goes our window. I don't even know if it was a window. They might have a negate in hand. But if we had managed to hit Vivian Reed, we could have ticked down, killed that. Opponent left on top as well, which is kind of terrifying. Yeah, cool. We're done. Like, my opponent's got me good here. I'm bored of playing against these stupid taking turns decks. Like, it's the most abysmal thing to play against. So, sorry folks, but we're conceding early there because my life ain't worth it. Cool, we ended up with 2 rares there. So we got Spirit of the Spires, Quasi-Duplicate, and Herald of Secret Streams. Nice. Not bad pickups there. And we made up for our earlier poor form by getting a bunch of gold back. So that was pretty decent. Yeah. So I think the main board is pretty reasonable. There's a possibility that the Carnage Tyrants can just come out now. Like there is a possibility that they can just be removed and that's fine. I don't necessarily know what I bring in for them. Maybe just another Hydro Krasis and an Incubation Druid just to ramp more. The sideboard is where I'm like really unsure at the moment. Partly because the deck that I'm actually worried about, or decks that I'm actually worried about, the Mirror and the stupid Wilderness Reclamation decks. The Wilderness Reclamation decks I haven't been able to test properly against because we just never draw our sideboard cards, or we mull to 4 or something stupid. Whereas the mid-range decks, what I want to do is I want to sit down with someone who's also got the Sultai mid-range list and just play games and just keep sideboarding differently and work out how that should work. I'm gonna see if I can find someone who'd be willing to do that. Maybe on stream on Friday if anyone's about. Anyway, we've got no packs to open, unfortunately, tonight. Oh, I'll tell you what, we're just gonna go and buy a pack because I feel like ending the stream on buying a pack. Because why not? We did pretty well tonight. Uncommon wildcards are a bad pickup. And then Guardian Project. Oh, this is the Singleton one. So when Singleton comes round, this will definitely be a really good card in there. And then Skewer the Critic. I think I've already got 4 of those. I mean, I'd be surprised if I didn't have 4 of all of the commons now. Some of the uncommons I know I don't have 4 of, but I'm pretty close. Anyway, thank you all very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.